What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another break on this Tuesday evening. Right now, I've got our 2024-25 Panini Prizm Premier League Soccer Breakaway 10-box half case number 7. Pick your team. Gonna go ahead and get this shared over to the group, get everybody tagged. We will go ahead and get started. If I was ever to curse like that on camera, it would have been for that Drake Man 101.
That's crazy.
I had to bite my tongue for that.
That's a hit.
Luckily, I needed more mags, and I didn't realize, so I ran outside and dropped a couple expletives while I was off camera. I didn't even realize, too, because I, way undervalued that card. I was like, yeah, I pulled, a $5,000 card today. And then Em and I were looking at it, and we're like, or a $20,000 card. On the conservative side, because a PSA 9 out of 10 sold for
$1 million.
That for sure has got to be the biggest card I've ever pulled.
You think so?
Yeah. Value-wise.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's true.
Because I think before that, it was the Bonix Gold Downtown out of 10. But that was only a 6,000. Not only, but, that was a $6,000 card. I held the bigger card. The Caleb Williams 101.
I held the LA Delacours.
What's up, Ben? How you doing? I held it too, I think.
I think you did, yeah.
Because that was my first week working here, and I was like,
Dude, yeah.
He hasn't picked it up yet. Can I see it?
That's right. Dude, he picked it up. That was your first week because he picked it up during Colorado SwingsCon.
Yep. All right, Keith. Having a hard time tagging it again. If you go by something else on Facebook, let me know. Got those tags in there. While we're waiting for everybody to join, we're going to crack this case, get our 10 boxes out of here.
10 boxes.
I'm interested to see what these... I'm interested to see if they look like the... I think they look like the fast break boxes.
I think so. That would make sense. Like flat.
Oh,
that's
really small considering how many cards are in there.
Dude, I was not expecting that. That's wild. I was expecting a little bit bigger of a box. Son of a biscuit.
That just means there's no fluff in here.
Nah. It's packed to the top.
Alright, perfect.
This is EPL?
Yep.
Which means at some point you're going to pull an Anthony Gordon?
Yep. Alright. I do like the flash break boxes. I just have not done one in a while. Let me get this looking more pretty real quick.
Yeah,
give everybody a couple of seconds to hop on in here.
Yeah.
Last one I did was the Prizm basketball fast break.
Oh, yeah.
Or breakaway.
Breakaway. Like Kelly Clarkson.
With basketball, they are called fast break.
Yeah, they are called fast break, yeah. These are called breakaway.
Because of soccer.
You know what I'm
saying? Yeah. All right. Here we go. 90 total cards. Like you said, loaded with parallels. Let's get into it.
Loaded.
Oh, you missed it the other day. I was thinking of that trash can. I hid under David's desk for 30 minutes the other day.
Oh, dude.
Hector
told me. Because Hector tried to get me yesterday with it.
I totally busted my knee doing it because I was sitting on it for so long. But
that's funny.
That trash can sitting there reminded me of that. Oh, dang. All the cards look sick. At first, I thought it was one of the parallels. I was like, oh, perfect.
You pulled the me.
I think Anthony Gordon, first pack?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Yep.
Isn't there a football player named Anthony Gordon, too?
Yeah, I don't think
football?
he plays anymore.
Got a Miguel Amir on there for Newcastle United on the pink. That one going to be 112 out of 149.
These cards look sick.
I love Prizm and Select because they put the numbering in easy places to find.
Yeah, it helps.
There's sometimes where that numbering would have been black and right there and impossible to see. Nice one there for Newcastle United.
Cosmic Chrome football. The golds are on gold and in the gold.
Got a Morgan Gibbs white here for Nottingham Forest on the blue. That one going to be 93 out of 99.
Emma said, pull a Lotus.
I'm trying my best. Those look sick.
Emmett, you were supposed to be here to break this, dog.
We were joking. We're like, man, Emmett always hypes all these soccer folks up by making the post, making people think he's going to break it, and then I end up breaking it.
He said nice.
Thanks, brother.
We don't call him Aiden anymore. He's Fade.
Nice. Mateo Kovacic there for Manchester City. 20 out of 99. Well, it's funny because I told him I wanted it a little bit longer than I normally get it because normally it's down to the skin.
Yeah.
And he did not understand that. So he thought I wanted like the mullet where like he was going to fade the sides. And
he's going to do a burst fade?
Yeah, that's what he started to do.
Hit you with a burst fade.
He was like, so you want a burst fade? And I went, yeah, because I thought that was just a normal like fade. And then halfway through, he's like, can you show me a picture so I don't mess up? And I was like, what do you mean? This is the same thing I get every time. And then like, I explained it to him, and he went way faster. So I think that's part of the reason why it took so long. If I would have ended up with a burst fade, I would have cried. Now that I know what a burst fade is. Got a Ryan Nori there for Wolverhampton Wanderers, 140 out of 149.
Emmett said he'll break the second half. And then David said, that's Jaden, his brother.
What if I just came out here not only with a haircut, but no mustache? You would have really been tripping.
That's crazy.
Nice Simon Adingra there.
You need to get that that Vince McMahon mustache, the thin pencil.
The first time I ever got a fade from this guy, I've been going in for years now, but the first time, that's why I don't have him do mustache and beard too, because that's exactly what he gave me. And I looked like I was a bank robber in 1930. Got Mohamed Kudus there for West Ham United. That one would be 29 out of 149. It was terrible. I was real sad. He cut off most of my mustache and just left like a thin pencil line.
Did you immediately go home and shave it?
No, I just left it.
You just rolled with it?
I have pictures of it. I'll have to show you.
Oh, dude, I got to see this.
Because it was for my high school. It was for my college graduation.
Like, how was that Mayo break? I pulled 2 autographs to 50. That was pretty cool. Including one of them was die cut.
Nice center stage Evan Ferguson there. And a Dominic Solanke there for Tottenham Hotspur.
It's pretty cool. Also got some numbered
Supreme Leader Snokes. You got a ton of numbered Supreme
Got 2 of those. I got numbered
Monmouth.
Darth Vader, I think, too.
Oh, yeah, you did get it out of 99 Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Got a nice Cole Palmer there on the Fractal.
Cole.
And Jean-Claire Todibo there for West Ham United.
Sometimes those sleeves don't like us.
Got a Morgan Gibbs white here for Nottingham Forest. Nice insert on the back there. That one going to be a 65 out of 99.
Start the rainbow. It's the second one, isn't it?
Is it?
I think you.
Nope.
Oh, I thought you had another one of him.
There might be another one down here. Yep. 2 of the 99, so try to collect all 99. I wonder if someone's ever done that. Like, tried to collect all of the same parallel, like all 50 of the goals.
That'd be crazy. Pretty cool, though.
I mean, I guess the easiest and hardest to do would be, like, out of 3. Yeah. We've got a Chris Richards here for Crystal Palace. 1 of 1. How about that? There you go, Jonah. Crystal Palace, 1 of 1.
Like that.
I always see those, and I know they're the 1 of 1s, but I'm like, I got to double check because I feel like I'm tripping.
New hair, 101.
That's my third 1 of 1 in the last 48 hours or whatever. 72, I guess, technically. Because I wasn't here yesterday, but.
You averaging 1 per day?
Well, I got 2 on.
Oh, yeah, 2, yeah.
2 on Sunday, 1 today so far.
Dang. Emma said, how about that in all caps?
Everybody knows my catchphrase, man. Got to keep it up, though. 1 of 1. Then right behind that, we have a Mateus Fernandez for Southampton on the orange.
I'm going to go home and figure out my catchphrase.
Got to come up with one. The funny thing is it just comes naturally. I didn't ever like decide how about that was going to be my... But I was like, how can I show I'm genuinely excited because I'm not necessarily the best tonally as showing excitement. Get these base moved over. We'll hop into box number 2. Already starting off hot.
I say not a bad number. Not a first. Love to see it, David Edwardson. Does that make you giddy?
Makes me quite giddy. Empty box there. That's my favorite thing about this job is pulling cards like that like otherwise I never would even get to see in my life.
That's true. That is the cool thing about it.
Got a Fractal Taiwo Awoni there. And a Matt Weafer for Brighton and Hove on the pink. That one going to be 43 out of 149. You ever noticed this podcast just stopped?
Oh, yeah.
Their last episode was in like January.
That's kind of weird. Because didn't he do a thing at WrestleMania that you guys saw?
Yeah, he was supposed to. And then they canceled it last minute. So, like, it was advertised on the program that was going to be.
Yeah. Brighton and who? He said?
Brighton and Hove, right?
Hove Albion. Hove Albion.
Did I put something wrong? I'm confused now.
Brighton and Hove Albion.
I think he's playing us. I'm very confused because it's right on there and it's on the card right there.
I think he's messing up how you pronounced it.
Got a John Duran here for Aston Villa, 65 out of 99. That's Ozzy's favorite team right there.
Yeah. Emmett's a troll.
Getting blocked.
Troll.
Can you be blocked from your own group?
Would have been like 48 hours.
Sending you to the
jail.
Facebook jail. Can't do your job if you're banned from the group. Got another John Duran there. We're getting the same players over and over. Can't complain about that, though. That one going to be 147 out of 149.
Start the rainbow, dude.
You know, so they advertised it, and then the day of, they changed it to a LFG panel. Because it was supposed to be an interview with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
So they just brought Shawn Michaels into the LFG panel, which didn't really make sense, but I have a feeling that's why they did it. Got a nice Gabriel here for Arsenal on the red. Nice little color match there. That one would be 28 out of 49.
Makes sense.
I was just happy to see Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels, cool. That's a cool.
He goes, just a sexy boy.
I watched the WWE Greatest Moments on the flight back from Orlando. All like the 5 episodes they had or whatever.
I love that show.
Yeah, it was great.
Nice kaleidoscopic Matt Sells there. And Martin Odegaard for Arsenal.
And I totally forgot that because they had Royal Rumbles on there. I forgot that the Royal Rumble where it's Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior. I forgot that Shawn Michaels was like the third person left there when he was still the Rockers. Got
a Taiwo Awani there for Nottingham Forest. Yeah, he when he was there for the whole week that he was 72 out of 149 because the Rockers didn't last too long. I guess they got brought back, but
yeah. They were my favorite tag team. My brother was like a Shawn Michaels fan. I was Marty Jannetty, so I was a little down in the dumps and the kick.
I dated a girl a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, my mom's first kiss was this wrestler. You may have heard of him. His name was the Heartbreak Kid. And I was like, what? Got a Callum Hudson-Odoi there for Nottingham Forest. That one would be 1 out of 25.
Dang.
Nice little bookmark there. Bookend there. Not bookmark.
You could use that as
bookend there.
Oh, man.
That one going over to Ray. There you go, Ray.
Yeah, nice bookmark.
Honestly, using like base card, not this, but
yeah.
Got a Man United Alejandro Garnacho there on the orange.
Alejandro Garnacho. I always forget, is that the dude that Emmett likes, or is that Griezmann?
Griezmann. Emmett is greasy.
He's greasy.
I like how he came in here to troll and then just left.
I know, dude.
Very
he's
on
probably
brand
eating
Emmett.
some ice cream.
Another Anthony Gordon.
Let's go. PC that. Jim Collins said, "Sup, play? Lovely hair, sir."
Thank you, Jim. Oh, heck yeah, David. Congrats on that. I got the opposite when I got my R-Truth out of 50, so we must have some good luck because I got the 1 out of 50. Ooh, we got an auto here. James Ward-Prowse for Nottingham Forest. Going over to Ray. There you go, Ray. Congrats on that one.
So, Ray got a good team.
I was going to say, that's how it works, though. When people, not always, but I feel like sometimes when people are worried about their teams, so we got another one for Ray, Ramon Sosa, 14 out of 49. When people are worried about their teams,
they end up somehow.
They end up with good luck. I don't know if he's in this break. Steve. My favorite was Steve Miller one time got an RTR. He said the same thing as Ray. He was like, "This is a terrible team," and I was like, "I'm sorry." And then he got a 1 of 1 in the first
sick.
pack.
That's awesome. Dude, MS said, "I'm still here."
And eating a DQ blizzard.
Of course. And then David said, "Man, I want some ice cream." In case you didn't know, Emmett loves ice cream.
Have you ever seen The Ringer with Johnny Knoxville?
Yeah.
Man, did we get ice cream? Also, Jim always knows how to call me playing now because every time it makes me crack up. He got me once with it.
Oh, that's funny. I want some ice
Empty
cream.
box there.
I'm gonna get some ice cream on the way home.
All right, Ray, I'm going to try my best. Fingers crossed. Hey, I'm just saying, I love to pull it for people who are... We got a nice Archie Gray rookie there for Tottenham Hotspur. That would be 22 out of 49.
Raymond, which one of your 4 teams do you want the 101? Let's extra call it.
Throw it into the... Jim, that is a Chris Richards 1 of 1 for Crystal Palace. There we go.
Now I won't be happy until I get the 101.
That's fair. That's fair. I can't guarantee it, but we're going to put it into the universe. Like I said, I got 2 1 of 1s on Sunday, so you never know. I slightly doubt they would put multiple 1 of 1s in the same case, but I would love for that to be the case. Got a Pedro Neto here for Chelsea, 93 out of 149.
Guarantee it.
Hey, I'm saying it happened to Steve, so it could happen again. Worst case, we'll take one of these cardboard inserts. We'll draw you a custom 101, and that way you two can...
I'll give you a piece of artwork. Aiden artwork.
Got a Hei Chen Huang there for Wolverhampton Wanderers. That one's going to be 7 out of 49.
Wolverhampton is the team that I use all the time, and then FIFA when I play EPL.
I'll never forget Wolverhampton because the first soccer break I could see is... All right, deal. I couldn't see it for some reason. I was blind, and I was like, oh, well, random Wolverhampton at the end because I didn't see that it was a team. We did not. Luckily, I caught it right after, but nice Lucas Bergvall there. And Ethan Nwarni. It's interesting Ethan Nwarni does not have his rookie shield.
So far, so good. This is a pretty sweet product.
Yeah, I'm really liking this stuff. Obviously, Prizm doesn't have the WWE license anymore, but I would not complain about some fast break WWE.
What would it be called? Could be called fast break. It would be called something else.
Mario Lamina there, Wolverhampton Wanderers. Interesting. Is it 2 matches in the 2 Money in the Banks? 143 out of 149. Because I know there's the Cody Rhodes, John Cena, Logan Paul, and Jey Uso match.
That's all the wrestlers they have left after they cut everybody.
Yeah. Even John Cena posted about R-Truth being released. That's how you know they made him bad. John Cena doesn't talk out about the company ever. Lemaire Bugard there, Bugard for Aston Villa. That one could be 13 out of 99. I thought about buying one. They had a custom Black Sabbath jerseys for a while.
Yeah.
I thought about buying one.
Kind of cool. Jim Collins says, do I have Crystal Palace or Jonah? I get them in the mini, I thought.
Are they on the list twice? Oh. Let me look real quick, Jim. There might have been an error.
Yeah, it is 2 people.
Yeah.
That's a weird one.
There's 20 teams. There might have been 20 spots.
20, there's 20 spots.
No worries, Jim. It is not your fault. We had an error originally where the teams weren't in the RTR, and then I fixed it, and I'm making sure I didn't put a wrong team. Give me just a second here. I'm looking into this. I might have just typed. Can you pull up the random? Okay. Because I think I might have just typed it wrong because I retyped all the ones from the random. Okay, yeah, because Crystal Palace wasn't. Okay. So we put it. That's what happened. The wrong team got put in the RTR.
No.
I'll be right back. Yeah, let's call maybe.
Yeah. Let me find where we are at. If I can double check everything. Door is squeaky. That one. Try to get this situated. Chris.
Okay, I got it figured out.
Okay, because it's not.
Yeah, it was. I figured out where she was. Yeah. Okay, so Jim, we got it figured out. What happened? Let me get it fixed on here. What happened is the wrong team got reflected in the RTR. So you were supposed to have Fulham was the team that was missing instead of Crystal Palace. So what we're gonna do, that is Jonah's just because he rightfully bought the team. But what we're gonna do, Jim, to make it up to you, because that's not fair to you either, we're going to refund you the spot plus some extra break credit, and you still get Fulham in the break for free. So I apologize for that confusion. We had a technical error earlier that led to that. So deeply apologize for that. Never like to do that. But you're in this break for free now. We'll get you some break credit plus some extra, and you'll still have Fulham. So apologize again. Hopefully that all made sense. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to explain it again. Got a Sammy Zamodic here, Ipswich Town. That one going to be 3 out of 10. Nice one there. Going over to Ben. There you go, Ben. Yeah, Jonah bought the team outright.
Before it got RTR.
Before it got RTR. But when we made the RTR, the teams all disappeared. So then when they got copied over, it put it like Crystal Palace had not been bought when it had already been bought. So that's why it showed up twice.
But it was Fulham.
But it was Fulham that hadn't been purchased. So you're getting a refund plus some extra break credit to make up for that, and you're still getting the team. So I hope that's okay, Jim. I apologize again. Then we got a Joe Wilcock here Willock for Newcastle United. I'm so used to orange being numbered everywhere else that every time I'm looking, I'm like, oh, it's numbered. They're still really nice, though. I
like the orange.
And we've got a Bakari Sanga here on the penmanship signatures for Arsenal. That one going over to Taylor. There you go, Taylor. Congrats on that one. That is gorgeous.
That is cool.
I love that they print the parallel, I want to say refractor because that's a top thing, but they print it over the auto.
Yeah.
Or the auto sticker just clear enough, but you would think
that is crazy. Yeah,
I guess it is over it.
That is crazy.
It just looks like it blends in person.
It does.
Congrats again on that one to Arsenal. Got another Chris Richards here for Crystal Palace, 100 out of 149. Go ahead and start that rainbow because you already have the 1 of 1. So do a little breakaway rainbow.
That'd be kind of sick, actually.
I was trying to think too before we caught that issue. What would you call the WWE?
Yeah, what would you call the WWE breakaway? And fast break version.
Kick out, maybe?
Kick out would be kind of cool.
I'm trying to think of break. I mean, it could be breakout, but they don't really say breakout.
You know, it'd be cool for the WWE to do, since there's they have the main events or whatever.
Empty box there.
It'd be cool if they did a set for Royal Rumble, did a set for Survivor Series.
Topps does, but you can only get them. I'm trying. You can only get them at the events. We have the WrestleMania set, or most of it.
Yeah.
Got a West Burns for Ipswich Town there.
But I mean, if it was
that one gonna be a 30 out of 99.
What if it was had the classic winners and it had oh dude, you know how I guess you'd have to probably do some cut signatures, but if you had every Royal Rumble winner up to this point,
that would be
one
sick.
giant
One booklet,
that'd be sick.
Well, and it would be easy, not easy, but some of it would be cut down by the fact that there's
only a certain amount.
And a couple dual winners, Cody Rhodes and Hulk Hogan have won twice. A couple others.
That would be cool. You know what would be sick? The Bret Hart, Lex Luger duel. They both won at the same time.
Yeah.
They had that simultaneous hit.
Well, yeah, they had undercard in the past. We were just talking about if they brought it back, if Panini ever got the new, if they ever got the licensing back, which I don't think is going to happen. Got a Lamar Bogard there, 97 out of 149 for Aston Villa. We're trying to come up with a new name for it. I think undercard is a good name, but
undercard is a good UFC type name
because I mean technically WWE does have undercard with NXT.
Yeah. True.
But nobody ever refers to them as the undercard fighters. Technically you could call them NXT boxes, but then it would be confusing. Dominic Calvert-Lewin there for Everton. That one going to be a 91 out of 149.
Although it would be cool to have the NXT boxes, but then have the throwbacks to when the bigger wrestlers wrestled in NXT.
Yeah.
Stuff.
It would be cool too if Topps or if Panini ever got the rights back, if they did something where the hobby boxes or jumbos referred to as PLE boxes.
Oh yeah.
Got a nice Alexander Isaac there for Newcastle United. That one going to be 40 out of 49. And then as the hobby, you could do Raw or SmackDown boxes, and then NXT go in the order of whatever TV hierarchy they had.
I don't know if they've ever done it, but it would be kind of sick to see if they had a game used announcer table.
I was thinking that yesterday, actually. Got a nice João Pedro there for Brighton and Hove. Got a 77 out of 99 there. Because they're doing a new... It's not the announce table, but the tables under the ring, and they're going to have the Slim Jim logo on them.
Oh, sick.
This is like, I would love a Slim Jim table relic.
That'd be hilarious.
Got a fractal there. I'm followed by Slim Jim on Twitter. That's my only claim to fame.
I'm followed by Pat McAfee on Twitter. So,
Weird flex, but no, I'm just kidding. Slim Jim follows people weekly. Pat McAfee is actually selected. I had to try for a couple weeks to get followed by Slim Jim. There we go. We got a Lotus. Adisa Gueye there for Everton.
Pulled it, Emmett.
That one going to be 12 out of 18.
We pulled it, Emmett.
There you go. Going over to Logan. There you go, Logan. Congrats on that one.
He said pull a Lotus, and you pulled a Lotus.
Get that one magged up.
Lotus. See, Emmett, that could have been you opening this break.
That is even more gorgeous in person.
Those things are sick looking. Low key, that Lotus is so cool. Now, all I can think though is like, this Prizm doesn't have MLS, but dude, a Lotus of Miami because they have.
Whoa, yeah, that would be
sick.
Because it's like the perfect colors too.
That'd be sick.
And we got Virgil van Dijk there for Liverpool.
Got a few rainbows kind of going. I think we have another one of him already. Cherry Blossom is still my favorite. Lotus is definitely second. Are the Cherry Blossoms in this?
I don't think so.
No. Cherry Blossom, they were in the NBA one, I think, weren't they?
Yeah, I believe. I don't know if I've ever actually pulled one.
They're in the choices boxes, I think, or something. Dragon Scales are also up there. Yeah, Dragon Scales are pretty sick.
I love the Dragon Scales.
I'm with you on that. Cherry Blossom is in choice. Yep.
My favorite parallel series usually comes out of Bowman. Because Bowman does like the most random. Got a nice Harry Wilson auto for Fulham.
Let's go.
There you go. Going over to Jim.
Let's go, Jim.
Nice auto there for you. Congrats on that.
That's sick.
Then we got Alexander Isaac for Newcastle United. That one going to be 50 out of 149. Like, I love the snack packs and the Bowman Jumbos.
Oh, those are
cool. Those are really fun. And
then, like the popcorn?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are
get
pretty
these
cool.
base moved over. We'll hop into box number 5.
Was it you that pulled the popcorn?
Yeah, the snack pack. And then Brian Thomas, he just sent me a picture. Oh, I got to make sure I responded to him because I think I did. I got all freaked out because he was like,
Jim said, I'll gladly take
all I saw was disappointed customers. And I was like, oh, no. And then he was like, I pulled the snack pack just in case you get messages. So he got one.
That's funny.
I pulled that, and I pulled the one, what was the Pearl pack?
Yeah.
The snack pack was because we pulled the out of 5 auto out of our snack pack last year. Empty box there.
It was somebody really, really good, too.
Yeah.
Was it Montgomery? Was it the dude from Boston?
Benny Montgomery? No. It wasn't one of like the top guys, but it was still a big. Got a Odelaye Decore there for Everton. That one's going to be 15 out of 99.
Color match. Pretty sick.
This is so loaded with parallels.
I was going to say, it's so sick, too. Couple autographs already, too.
Yeah. Got an Andy Robertson there, Liverpool FC.
Liverpool.
That one going to be 102 out of 149.
Going to Peter. Yep.
I do remember undercard now. I never bought any of it. But I have a undercard John Cena. That's like Thug Life John Cena. Or Word Life John Cena.
You're wearing the Word Life shirt.
I am wearing the Word Life shirt.
underneath the Dr. Pepper baseball jersey.
The 17 never seen.
That's right.
I can't believe R-Truth's last pay-per-view match was against John Cena and nobody knew.
That's so funny.
Got a 28 out of 149 at Kyle Walker-Peters for Southampton. The thing I'm reading, though, is that he didn't even know. He found out this weekend.
Damn.
They called him and they offered him a way lower contract. And
He said nope. I mean, that's kind of
messed up.
messed up, yeah.
It was one of those things just why not pay your older the people who've been there that long? Just keep, I'm sure he's not making top. Got a Pedro Porro there for Tottenham.
I feel like they should do kind of like basketball, like vet minimum.
That one going to be 61 out of 99.
Like, you get to a certain amount of years of service, you get the vet minimum.
Yeah, or at least just I hate to say it, but cut other people. Because R-Truth was one of the most beloved wrestlers.
Also, it's weird because WWE does do the legacy contracts, don't they?
Yeah. Got a nice Maximilian Kilman here for West Ham United.
Dude, this is making me want
that one going to be 10 out of 99.
This is making me want to play FIFA.
I used to play FIFA when I was a really little kid, and I would intentionally try to get as many red cards as possible in the game. Man, if Emmett out here talking like a wrestling expert now.
And come back to man.
Get this man start writing for the dirt sheets. No, to be completely honest with you, that might not be far off. I would not be surprised with the amount of backlash they got that they would sign him back real quick.
Yeah.
It's the same if they get rid of the Miz, because his contract ends in July.
And Gunther.
Yeah, well, Gunther, that would be big too, but a lot of the people they're cutting, it's WWE lifers, and that's going to really PO a lot of people. Got a Igor Thiago there for Brentford on the purple. That one going to be 20 out of 25. Nice one there for Brentford.
I think I met my first Igor in real life the other day.
Right?
Yeah.
At Disney?
No, on the airplane back. The dude sitting in front of me, his name was Igor.
Got a Jacob Greaves there.
Dude, Aiden, you should bring your Xbox so we can play FIFA and WWE on stream during the 24-hour stream.
All right, hear me out. I do not have an Xbox, but I do have a PlayStation 4. It's got Tony Hawk Pro Skater and WWE 2K23 on it. But we could always invest in more. Loki, I could just bring that here because I have a Switch now, so I don't ever play on my PlayStation 4. We'll hook it up in the back. You can be playing it while we're doing the 24-hour stream.
That would be sick, Loki.
You guys are some of the first people to hear. We're doing a 24-hour stream next week.
Yeah.
We'll be breaking for 24 hours straight, the three of us.
I believe we're going Wednesday
at 12:30 to Thursday at 12:30.
That's right.
PM, not AM. That is an important distinction with a 24-hour stream. Got an Edison Alvarez there for West Ham United.
I mean, technically, we will be here at 12:30 a.m.
Yeah, but I'm just saying when I'm starting at 12:30, 63 out of 149 for West Ham.
Where'd my energy drink go?
Still haven't found it?
No, I found it and I lost it again.
You get these base moved over, we'll hop into the next box. I have a ton of other fun games on there. I don't have FIFA, and I don't have any sports games other than Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Papa Benner said do it. We are doing it.
We are doing it. Next Wednesday, officially. We're going to have a video coming out on our socials tomorrow. So look forward to that. We'll talk a little bit more about what we're going to do, but we are doing a 24-hour break stream.
Y'all in here are getting the first knowledge outside of the 4 people that are on the break. Because we will have our guy Hector popping in for some part of the break.
Empty box there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
We'll be a little bit delirious, but in a good way. We'll just be having fun.
I wonder how many 101s we can pull.
That might be. We should come up with some fun graphics, like 1-of-1 counter,
over under or something.
Autograph counter.
Oh, I mean, you hear that? Get your betting brain going. Let's figure out what over unders we can come up with.
We should do leading up to it every day, but different contests. The first person to correctly guess the exact amount of autos we're gonna pull in 24 hours.
Oh, that'd be sick.
First person to guess how many 1-of-1s we're gonna pull in 24 hours.
Play some Tony Hawk and rip some heat. Heck yeah. Down.
35 out of 149. Man, if it was next month, I'd bring the new Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Tony Pro Skater.
I'm a big skateboarding fan, even though I suck at it.
I said we should do over-under bets for the whole streak. I'm down.
How many energy drinks are consumed?
Dog. Over that thing by like 100
How many
for sure.
The thing I'm thinking about too is like we're gonna need to nap, but I might be too wired to. Might just pull it 24 hours and got a Manuel Ugarte there for Man United. That one gonna be 47 out of 49. Nice little color match there.
Luckily we got the shower here. We can shower.
I think that shower is dirtier than me going unbathed. I'm not going to lie to you. I think I would feel more comfortable just waiting.
It's going to be sick. It's going to be a good time. We might have to clean up the back a little bit here and drop the green screens and just have like a whole hangout setup.
Mark Giu there for Chelsea.
However many one-on-ones or...
That one's going to be 63 out of 99.
10 people added into a bounty pool. That'd be sick. Then however many bet correctly will pay them out. That is actually... Let's workshop that tomorrow.
I think that's a great idea.
I love it.
Because then it gets folks involved in the 24-hour process as well.
Yeah, we're going to have a...
We could put a whiteboard behind us and like just get up and write.
Yeah.
As we're...
Ton of breaks we'll have.
Got Ricardo Calafiori there for Arsenal.
Calafiori.
That one's going to be 94 out of 149. All I can think about, this is very, very niche. There's one of the guys that used to be on Big Brother had the same name.
As that guy?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. He was kind of a dude, bro. But I used to, for 3 years, I was so into Big Brother, and then I got a real job, and I was like, I can't keep up with
Was he the dude that was teamed up with Derek or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Cody.
My wife's a huge.
That was the season. So the season with Derek, which is everyone says is the best season ever. That was the first season I ever watched, and then I watched that season and 3 after it, and then I got a real person job, and I was like, I can't keep up with this.
I don't know if he still has it, but whenever I'd run out of podcasts, every now and then I would listen to. Derek has a crime podcast.
Yeah, because he was a detective, right? I'm listening to a fascinating. So I was listening. You ever heard it? I'm sure you had because you're in the podcast. The Armchair Expert.
Yeah.
With
Dak Shepard. Yeah.
He had on this week a former FBI agent who was did undercover operations with biker gangs and neo-Nazi organizations.
Ooh, I wonder if it's the same dude that Pat had on early on his podcast.
And
that dude had a crazy story.
Fascinating thing, and the dude just wrote a book. And it came out this week, so I bought the book, and I've already been listening. But he has another podcast about him. We did a second season. The first season is about a case he did that she didn't know he was available. Got a Justin Kluivert there, 120 out of 149 for AFC at Bournemouth, called White Hot Hate.
Nice.
And I've been listening to that lately. It's fascinating.
I need to.
That all goes to say I love true crime podcasts like that.
I marked it down to listen to that Eisner book, but then I forgot to look at it.
The
before
Disney
I got on the
Wars.
plane. Yeah.
I have an old beat up first edition copy if you ever want to read it.
Actually, right now I'm gonna save it on Spotify.
Because that guy I was telling you about that's the head of Epcot, it was his copy.
Oh,
and he gave it to my mom to read, and then she gave it to me to read. That's one of my favorite books. That's what really got me into the Disney history, because it goes into modern Disney history, and then I can give you a whole list of got a Joe Gomez there for Liverpool on the red. Nice little color match there.
This
33 out of 49. Yep.
Sweet. Madden it.
There is a
25 hours.
It's a big book.
Jeez.
I can give you a list of supplementary materials after you finish that, because there's a ton of different documentaries you can watch on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
The one that's directly linked to that is called Waking Sleeping Beauty, and because that goes into the history of the animation under Michael Eisner, and the Waking Sleeping Beauty is the animator's perspective on that whole situation.
Oh, sweet.
Got a Rodrigo Muniz there for Fulham. That one going to be 18 out of 25. Going over to Jim. There you go, Jim. Congrats on that one.
Jim is hidden. Got an autograph and a number to 25. Let's go.
And it's got a Tim Burton in it. because Tim Burton was an animator for Disney at that time.
That makes sense.
It's made by the guy who made, I think, Beauty and the Beast. I have to remember. His name's Don Hahn, but he made a couple documentaries for Disney, and that was the first one. It's fascinating.
I have to check that out.
Get these moved over. I took a whole Disney class in college,
dude,
because the head of our film department was obsessed with Walt Disney.
Yeah.
So he had a really cool class.
I wonder if that's still there. My daughter would love that.
He retired.
Oh, no.
My junior, because I used to take a class with him I had nothing to do with film, like in terms of like it had nothing to do with my degree, but I would always take classes with him and his other. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the Pacers won.
Dude, I hope the Pacers win.
But
for the Pacers. I think Halliburton's the GOAT.
There was two guys that worked together. One of them does still work there. His name's Mark.
Yeah.
And they both worked on like actual film and movies. So
sweet.
Dave, the dude who taught all of the Disney classes, was a producer for Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Oh, dang.
I'm trying, Ray. I'm trying. And the other guy, Mark, he made this really bad movie called Elves. It's like a Halloween movie.
Oh, I think you were telling me that.
Yeah, Christmas. I was talking about it on a break, too.
Yeah.
But he also was the producer for all of the Colorado shots of Mork and Mindy.
Oh, wow.
Got a Johan Wisa there for Brentford. 140 out of 149. He was the most fascinating dude. He owns Andy Warhol paintings and Picasso's.
Dang.
Because his wife's an art collector, and he was a vintage car collector. So he has, like...
Got the cash.
Yeah. But he dresses, he wears these kind of pants,
Yeah.
a black long sleeve shirt, and a baseball cap every day.
Damn. I mean,
he's the funniest dude. But they taught a ton of, so I took the Disney class because they taught that GPS class I was telling you about.
oh, okay, yeah.
And then they taught the history of American cinema, which I took with Mark. 5 out of 149 there. Wilson Odobert for Tottenham Hotspur. And then Dave, the dude who taught the Walt Disney class, after I took that with him, he taught a history of television class.
Oh, sweet.
So it was another, like, it was a class during winter break. So it was like a 1 week, like, intensive course.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
It was so much fun. But they have a different Walt Disney class there now.
Oh, sweet.
So your daughter might be, it's a little bit more psychology based.
She
like
loves
the
that kind of
psychology
stuff,
of, instead of the history of Disney. Because, like, we have, I think I still have the syllabus. He would have us, because it was also a shortened class. It started meeting during spring break, but we had 7 weeks. There would be, got a Yerson Mosquera there for the Wolverhampton Wanderers. We'd meet 2 days a week, 27 out of 49 there for 4 hours on Friday, 8 hours on Saturdays.
Wow.
And we had a 1,000-page book. There was like an actual like biography of Walt Disney. And we would read a certain amount and then watch films that corresponded with that part of the biography.
Oh, that's cool.
So like we'd watch documentaries, we'd watch Disney films to show like this was what they were making. So we watched like their war propaganda movies. We watched documentaries. It was really cool.
That's
and
super cool.
It was during COVID too, which was unfortunate because we didn't get to like watch it. Because when it was in person, he would even bring in like noisemakers and have you learn how to Foley to a Disney cartoon when he was talking about the history of sound in cinema.
That's super cool.
But it was really cool.
Sounds like a pretty awesome class.
Got a Pedro Neto there again for Chelsea. That one going to be 37 out of 99.
A lot of parallels. This is awesome. Stack is getting huge.
One of the coolest things I ever did for Cameron's birthday a couple years ago, we went to California because she'd never really been out there.
Yeah.
And we went to Disneyland. But then while we were out there, there's this old club that Walt Disney actually used to be a part of called the LA Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Got a Jurriën Timber there for Arsenal on the purple. Another Anthony Gordon there on the back. That one could be 11 out of 25. Going over to Taylor. There you go, Taylor. Congrats on that. They're really fun. It's kind of like, it's like not a serious club at all. They do like lots of, they're all called the Ham and Eggers, and like they swear in on a plate of eggs. But it's kind of like everybody just potluck style cooks breakfast for each other. But they did a special presentation with Bob Gurr, who's the last living Disney Imagineer to have worked with Walt Disney. And we have a Luis Guilherme there on the West Ham United on the Lotus Flower, 11 out of 18. Nice one there for West Ham United. That one going over to David. Gonna get that one magged up. And so we got to go sit and listen to a presentation about him creating all the rides and then take pictures with him afterwards.
Oh, that's cool. Heck yeah. That's way cool.
That's like my special interest. Disney history.
No, that's way cool. I find a lot of stuff at Disney fascinating. Going there as like a parent and like getting to like watch the kids ride the rides and stuff like that is like. But then like I was like looking at like how the rides were like structured and stuff. Like just it's fun stuff like that. And then also like the business side of Disney and everything.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like honestly, it's such a crazy brand when you're there. You're like so many people like head to toe Disney. Like people like full blown like plan their
lives around
it. Yeah,
I've always loved. That's why I love Disneyland more. Not because there's not history at Disney World, but like there's more like immediate like related to Walt Disney history at Disneyland.
yeah. I want to see someone pull a Anthony Gordon auto.
I swear I've pulled one.
I want to see what it looks like because I sign Anthony Gordon all the time.
You want to see if it's similar to
Yeah.
what you have? Nice one there to go with the Lotus for West Ham United. That one going to be at 22 out of 149.
Start that rainbow.
I really wanted to start a Rowdy Piper rainbow because I have that Timeless Moments 1/1, but that's harder than it sounds, depending on how many different parallel varieties there are.
For real.
And the problem with like the one I was trying to do is 3 count was like a higher end product.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
every card
was nice.
$70 or $80. I was like, I paid $30 for the 1/1. I'm not paying more than that. I mean, I got it in a break, so I guess it technically is worth way more than $30. But
I had a I forgot what year it was, but the first time they did the futures game in baseball, they did a jersey, and this is back when jerseys were like the thing.
Yeah.
And so like I collected the entire set off, and I got like a lot of them off eBay, but I pulled like 4 or 5 of them.
Empty box there.
And then since they were all still kind of minor leaguers, and we had a AAA stadium next, I got all but like 2 of them autographed. And then I had one of those like little cameras, so I have little pictures of them signing them.
That's cool. Got a Hee-Chan Wang there for the not Tottenham Hotspur, Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Start that one. I think you got another one ahead too.
Yep. That's a memorable enough name. A lot of these dudes just have very like British or Icelandic, Slavic names. I always say in every soccer break, I'm like, I'm just warning you now, I'm going to butcher these names, and I apologize. Got a Bird Leno there for Fulham. That one going to be 5 out of 49. Going over to Jim.
Fulham coming in. Fulham coming in.
I didn't even realize till recently. It's funny because, like, with all my Disney history, that WCW was filmed at Hollywood Studios for a couple years.
Oh, really? Didn't know that.
I just watched. There's a YouTube video that just came out about it. Nice Mads Hermansen there. It was filmed like on the studio tour. You could go watch a WCW match.
That's crazy.
Because there's footage of that's how Hulk Hogan came to WCW, because he was filming a show at the lot, and he ran into Eric Bischoff. Nice Archie Gray rookie there. And Lisandro Martinez for Man United.
Was that where they filmed like Bash of the Beach stuff?
I think so.
That's
12
crazy.
out of 149 for Man United there. Or at least some stuff for it. Exactly. It's so funny because, like, I never want to seem like, this is going to sound bad. I don't ever want to seem like an idiot when I'm, like, saying things like that. But it's just weird. You get so, like, reading so many names, your brain just starts, like,
just trying to put
yeah. But you're not doing it, like, intentionally.
Yeah.
I have a problem with the hardest when breaking is I'll see half of a name and my brain will just finish the name and I'll be like, wait a minute, that's not the name. Like, let me go back. I try to keep it to a minimum, but sometimes you just have those. Got a John McGinn here for Aston Villa on the blue. 67 out of 99. Okay, here's the legitimate question because I've heard it said multiple ways, and I'm curious on how you say it. Is it Aston Villa or Aston Villa?
I would say Aston Villa, but I think that's how they say it in FIFA.
Yeah, that's what
And
I
all of my knowledge comes from FIFA, the video game.
like. Aston Villa seems right to me, but Aston Villa also seems right.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's Aston Villa, and I've just been saying it wrong. Like a nice Joe Gomez there for Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Because like the thing I have with soccer a lot of times is like that. Is there a correct way to say it? And the announcers are just saying it like not like because that's how the team's been said forever.
Yeah.
Because there's some teams with other things where it's like technically it's supposed to it was supposed to be Villa, but everyone started saying Villa, so they just kept it. But Villa is also a house, so I can see it either way. Got a Guglielmo Vicario there for Tottenham Hotspur. And an Archie Gray on the emergent there. That one going to be 109 out of 149.
Tottenham Hotspurs. I need to go back and see if there's. Now that I'm like thinking about it, one of my favorite players all time is Breakaway, and he played in the EPL for a little while, or played, I guess, as loose, but like he was like they traded him off a lot, but he's a lefty. I love Breakaway. I wonder if they have any cards of his in the EPL.
I love soccer kits. I feel like they're out of jerseys or anything. Those are some of my favorites.
Ooh,
We've got a Jamie Vardy here for Leicester City on the Lotus as well. That one going to be 12 out of 18.
That was going to Raymond.
There you go, Ray.
Not a
nice
101.
one there.
Not a 101, though.
We're getting closer and closer, though. Every time we pull you a parallel, it's lower and lower. I don't know if I ever actually answered Emmett. I said I think the Pacers will win. I don't know if I'd put $2,000 on it. I don't really got that kind of scratch right now, but I also think that proposal in like 3 days would end really quickly if my soon-to-be fiance found out I bet $2,000 on sports.
Well, that's why you give the money to Emmett, and then Emmett bets it for you. No, just kidding.
I'd get a divorce before I was even married. I'd be like, but babe, we could win big money if we...
But what if...
Or if you lose, you go,
Yeah.
babe, I lost $2,000. I think I would have a mental breakdown.
You'd have to win it first and then lose it. Last time my dad gambles, I call my dad up. He goes to Vegas, and I'll be like, how'd you do? He'd be like, I'm up 5,000. And then I hit him at the end of his trip, and I'm like, how'd it go? He's like, I broke even, but I had a good time. And I was like, you lost $5,000? He's like, no, it was never mine to begin with. I was like, it was.
That's how you know you're. Jim said he'll throw in 10. Deal. If we get everyone in the Iron Lion fan to throw in 10 and then split the profits, that might be a way to go. That's how I gamble too, and that's how you know you're a degenerate. And I'm not saying that as a bash against your dad, but
Nah, he is not.
Anytime I leave the casino net zero, I'm like, all right, I had a good day. That's why I don't go to casinos, because I just know I'm gonna. As Emmett likes to make fun of me, the one time I went to the card show with him, I'm not leaving empty-handed. I have the same belief in the casino. I'll win. I'll be up like $50. I'm like, that's not enough. Either I'm gonna be up thousands, or I'm not gonna be up at all.
I'm the opposite. I go and I call it.
I think like the problem is that I'm not like addicted to gambling. I don't have that problem. Ooh, we got a redemption here. Pause that convo. It's gonna be a Dirk Kuyt there on these signature prisms. Make sure I get that team right.
You saw the DI and you finished it. So.
No, look at that. It does look like it. Doesn't even look like there's an R there.
Liverpool looks like. Maybe. That's a legend.
This is EPO, right?
My man's 44. Okay. He's older than me. Checklist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Smart. Make sure it's breakaway too.
Well, the checklist is the same. The parallels are different.
Oh, gotcha.
See, Jim, that's the way I look at it. It's like if you're out, that's why when I do sports betting or anything like that, I only do
search the page.
What the heck? It's supposed to be right there, right?
Search the page. Look at. No, not tabs. Search the page. Find. I think.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, you should be able to. Maybe he's only in Breakaway. That'd be weird.
Okay, give me a second, guys. We're just making sure we don't want to call out the wrong team. They started putting teams on the redemptions.
Yeah.
But this one does not have it. Liverpool. Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. That one going over to Liverpool. Congrats on that. Going over to Peter Pete. There you go, Peter.
I always gamble where whatever money I put in, I just expect to lose.
Yeah, so that's the thing. That's how I gamble.
Who was it? Because I'm not seeing it.
So you have to. We just had the same problem. We were looking on the checklist. That's why it was taking a little longer. If you Google the fast break checklist,
it's like he's only in the fast break.
Yeah, he's only in this.
Or breakaway.
Sorry, we're so used to fast break. It's breakaway, but he's only on the breakaway checklist. So once he pulls up, it is for Liverpool. Dirk Kuyt. But we just had the exact same problem. We were like, it went from 39 to 41 on the checklist. Anthony and I are both very confused.
Yeah.
Then we got Cameron Archer there for Southampton that was right behind that redemption. 80 out of 99. But when I sports bet, I only bet $10 at a time because I'm okay losing $10.
That's
and like
fair.
when I go to the casino, like I said, I always like to leave up, but I'll never leave
down.
Like I'll never take out more money.
Yeah. You'll lose what you brought.
Yeah. Unless I'm in Vegas. Sometimes when I'm in Vegas, I'll like take $20 one place, take $20 another, but
what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, you know?
Yeah. the only time it ever got the only time I ever had like had I didn't lose like more than I could, but my grandma took Cameron and I when we first started dating to Cripple Creek.
Yeah.
And we found this fish game that was like if you get enough of the fish icon empty box there, it fills their bowls.
Yeah.
But it's what I learned later when I was not as much of a novice gambler. It's called perceived progression. So even if it gets bigger, that doesn't mean it's any closer. So all three of us brought $100 each, and we all put our $100 in that machine over like 2 hours, trying to just get the bowl to break to get the bonus. And we finally got it, and we won like $5.
That's crazy.
Got a nice Christopher Odger there for Brentford. I don't know why I said that so weird.
Christopher.
146 out of 149. I'm so used to Chris Christopherson that I think I was.
Christopher.
Just Christopher. Like I said, man, these soccer names trip my brain up, and I don't know what it is. I want to go back and watch one of my like first soccer breaks though, because I guarantee you, as much as I still sound illiterate, it's much better than it was. Got a Nick Pope here for Newcastle United. That one going to be 75 out of 99. Because I've tried to learn as much soccer as possible. When I came in, I had very little.
We got a great soccer community.
Yeah, I love our soccer guys, which I guess is all of you. We'll talk about it in the third person, but I love the soccer breaks because y'all are the most like fun and lighthearted and make the most jokes. James Garner there for Everton. Also, I feel like the soccer guys, not that anybody was not supportive, but when I first started, that was the group that really helped me feel at home in the Iron Lion fam. Got a Kobe Mayo there for Man United.
I think for sure now you can definitely have like 3 of those at least.
That was going to be 118 out of 149.
You got like half the rainbow for sure. I do feel a 1-on-1 coming though.
Man, if we could get 2 1-of-1s in the same. I've hit multiple 1-of-1s in one day, but I don't think I've ever gotten multiple 1-of-1s in one break.
I'd be sick of it.
Other than like Leaf or like something that you're guaranteed to get a billion 1-of-1s.
Girls of Summer.
Yeah, Girls of Summer. Rodri for Man City there. Girls of Summer, every card's a 1-of-1.
Yeah.
Almost. 85 out of 99.
Oh. Or the wild 1 of 2.
The wild card where it's
like what? 1 of 2.
I've been investing lately because it's cool. The new Leaf Pop Century this year comes with 4 autos, but also comes with 2 press proofs, or like not press proofs, but production proofs.
Oh, sweet.
So I've been investing in those because nobody else wants those, but they're still 1 of 1.
My brother said that.
Like Lucas Bargvall. And that's weird. That's the second time we've had them back to back.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this year's Pop Century.
Oh, are we doing it, Emmett? Are we doing any breaks if you're still in here eating your DQ Blizzard?
We're not. I already tried to push for that.
Okay.
That's just because that is such like a hit or miss, not hit or miss like the product wise, but like it'll either sell out real quick and just sit there. But I did ask when we first got it because I was gonna buy into so many if I wasn't breaking it. That's my favorite thing.
What's that other one that's like the Decadence or something like that? That's like the more
high end.
Like high end.
There's also the Leaf History book, which is like bigger, like booklet versions. There's Leaf Pop Century Metal, which is usually the little bit higher end.
I'd be like so doubt. So the booklet one you actually get like it's like their booklets. That'd be sick.
But it's like $800 a spot.
Yeah,
because they're so expensive. Yeah, because so that's the thing that I love about this year's that I think is nice is it's guaranteed 4 autos. Before, like when I got that Leaf Pop Century box at the store, it was 3 autos.
Jim
and a
Collins
concert
said it
ticket.
would sell out. See?
It would sell out?
See?
All right.
You heard him, Emmett.
Now that I have someone besides just me pushing for it, maybe we can look into it.
Dude, my brother would get into
102
Pop
out of
Century.
149 at Kevin De Bruyne there. Because that's one of my... I know not everybody is a big Leaf fan, and I respect the reasons why, but I'm a big Leaf Pop Century fan. And I've never gotten to break it. I finally saved up all my WWE buyback from Topps Chrome to buy a box at our store. Just because I was like, I have to open some of this. I got into a break a month ago and pulled a Tim Curry 1 of 1 auto, which I know Leaf, there's a billion 1 of 1s, but I was still pumped about it.
I'll look for Pop Century.
All right.
My brother was asking me about it the other day, Emmett. So.
Ozzy Osbourne has autos in it this year. So if I pull an Ozzy for someone, you're going to see me geek out a little bit. That was the one I was chasing.
And then immediately offer to buy it.
We can make a deal. If anybody ever pulls an Ozzy auto, I will pay you compensation. Got a Jack Hinshelwood here, Brighton and Hove on the purple. That one going to be a 15 out of 25.
You know what I just realized would be super cool, and I know it'd be almost impossible now with the Panini Topps different like exclusive license. But if they did like in any sport, they just did a whole booklet of everybody on the team that year,
That'd
like
be
autos.
sick.
That'd be sick.
Like Leicester City, Casey. Reset. Leicester City at Casey McCater there.
McCater.
But yeah, so this year for Pop Century, they have those 2 1 of 1 like pre-production proofs in every box.
Yeah.
I scored a Giancarlo Esposito, Stephen Bauer one from Breaking Bad for $1.
That's awesome. Heck yeah.
And then I got a screen. Cool. I would love to pull this card. I would also buy that. I didn't win it, but there's a Mallrats one that's the pictures from Mallrats.
Oh,
so it's
sick.
Jason Lee, Jeremy London, and Kevin Smith all on one card. And it's the
What?
pictures from the film, which Leaf has not done in the past usually.
That's cool.
And then there's the one I just got the pre-production proof of because I was like, I can't pass this up, is Scream. So it's Matthew Lillard, Drew Barrymore, and Nev Campbell all on one. It's Drew Barrymore, Matthew Lillard, and Rose McGowan all on one card.
Dang, that's crazy.
And then I got a printing plate of Matthew Lillard and Roger L. Jackson, who does the voice of Ghostface.
Oh, that's cool. That's way cool.
I was like, I'm going to collect some of the horror ones. I'd love a Drew Barrymore. But if I ever pull an Ozzy, I think they have a quad signature with all 4 of the family members.
Oh, sweet.
Which I would also pay Buco bucks to just be able to hold. Jacob Greaves there for Ipswich Town.
The
That one's going to be 37 out of 99.
the Jason Lee, Jeremy London one they had like a couple years ago, the dual auto.
Uh-huh.
I've thought about buying that one a couple times. I love Mallrats. One of my favorite movies.
I don't know if anybody, it's on my other arm. I have a giant Ozzy tattoo. I don't think anybody's ever seen that because you can't see it. So I'm not just like slightly.
Also has a Kevin Smith auto.
I do also have a Kevin Smith
which
auto.
I think do people see that when you break?
No. Same with I don't think anybody ever sees. I know when I first started, like we had a slightly different setup, and they could kind of see this because someone asked me one time what was on my arm. But I have a giant Daniel LaRusso all down my arm, and they do have a Karate Kid one as well. A Ralph Macchio.
I think this is
Last box here. Good luck, everybody. Let's see Ray's 1 of 1 or any 1 of 1.
It's been forever since I think we had the conversation. But at one point we were talking. I think it was because of Pop Century. We were talking about like if you could because they have random autos.
Yeah.
On like
Empty boxes.
triple autos.
Yeah.
Like if you could have any 3, that would be like the perfect Aiden card. Any 3 autos on one card.
I gotta think about that.
That you right?
That's tough. Cause like I could go like one movie. Or do they have to? But like
no, they don't have to correlate.
Well, no, I know, but that's what I'm saying is like I could think of one that would be. I mean, he's passed away, so it wouldn't be possible. But like Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, and Robin Williams on a card from Good Will Hunting
that would be
insane.
I can use cut signatures.
Yeah, I have a Robin Williams at the time. Back when I was a little high schooler, that was the most I'd ever paid for a single autograph. Was a dual Robin Williams, Matt Damon signed 8x10. Got a nice Ramon Sosa there for Nottingham Forest.
All that stuff that's authenticated like that.
41 out of 149.
They can technically use 4 cut signatures, yeah?
Yeah. I'm not a big cut signature fan from pieces like that.
I'm the same.
I like cut signatures from like checks or things because it's like white paper. But I hate when they cut like 8x10s and you can see like part of the movie poster on the like Flawless WWE. They did them all from like cut magazines. They all looked awful because it's like half the photo.
Yeah.
Is just like embedded in the card, which is cool. I mean, if that's the way you're going to get the signature. I'm trying to think of like people that are alive and not correlated. Nice. Chris Richards there. Another one. Man.
That's at least 3.
That's at least 3. That one going to be 30 out of 49.
Definitely start that rainbow.
Because that's the thing is like I could think of like people that were related, but I could also think of like.
But like the card that you could hand to somebody, it's a 101, and you'd be like, this is me in a nutshell. Here you go. So
okay, it would never happen because these two individuals hate each other. But I would probably do my 3 favorite film directors.
Ooh.
So I would do Quentin Tarantino, Spike Lee, which they can't stand each other, and Kevin Smith.
That'd be kind of sick, actually, low key.
Like because the thing is too with those 3, got a nice Luis Diaz for Liverpool. Are credited as the 3 who started like the indie film like explosion.
Yeah.
77 out of 149. So it would make sense. Like it would be roughly correlated.
That would be cool.
Or like if you did horror directors, you could do the splat pack. So I'd get Eli Roth, Rob Zombie, and James Wan all in a card together.
I was stuck in an elevator with Eli Roth at last year's Comic-Con.
Yeah, I was so excited to meet him.
Yeah.
And he was very friendly, but he kept trying to sell me things the whole time I was doing the meet and greet. And I was like, it just felt weird to me. Got a AFC Bournemouth Ryan Christie there. That one going to be 36 out of 99.
Did he try to sell you Hostel?
No, he was like, did you know I have a board game coming out? And by the way, some of my personal effects are for sale at the table behind you. And I was like, I paid for an infomercial? Like,
yeah, that's kind of weird.
Because like Hostel's one of my favorite horror movies.
Jay Hernandez, underrated.
He is. He's really killer in that movie. Got an Evinelson there for AFC Bournemouth.
I definitely thought you just like ran his name together, but it is actually
73 out of 149. I had to pause to think about how do I say that without sounding marble mouth. But
how do you decide to just have one name?
I mean, I respect it. It's cooler. It puts you.
I feel like you gotta be real good to have just one name though.
I mean, unless there's no way people are just born with one name, right? I could be wrong, but
I mean, maybe. What if I was just like, I'm Anthony?
Now I want to think about other Pop Century. Like, they have some crazy ones in this year, but I'm trying to think of other ones that would be cool. I would love a Breaking Bad, which I'm sure will happen now.
That'd be cool.
Got a Morgan Rogers there because they never signed in the original Breaking Bad trading card series.
Yeah, you were telling me that.
Neither Aaron Paul or Bryan Cranston, but they're doing a private signing, and usually Leaf just pays for a ton of spots in those private signings, gets them to sign the stickers, and then they don't have to have the contract. Because that's what I was saying. It's surprising that they use the film footage.
Yeah,
because normally they just use like paparazzi shots on Leaf cards.
Because they're not licensed, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
and we've got a Manuel on Kanji there. 8 out of 10 on the auto.
Nice.
Going over to Man City.
Brian Murray.
There you go, Brian. Congrats on that one. We're going to get that one magged up.
That's four autographs?
Yep.
Dang.
So roughly one every
2.5.
2.5 boxes.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool to have like a cool
The
like.
one my stepdad really wants for Pop Century is the 4 dudes from Cool Runnings.
Oh, that'd be sick actually.
They have all 4, like they have it. But I almost got those spots in a break and I didn't. And then I looked up how much the card was and I was like, it's like a $400 card.
That's a cult classic, bro.
Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme.
It'd
Get
be-
on up, it's bobsled time.
It'd be extra cool if they had John Candy.
Yeah. See, that's the thing is like, got a Reese James there for Chelsea. That I would be inclined to have people that passed away like John Belushi.
Yeah.
Got a 12 out of 49 there.
You know what would actually be cool if Pop Century did? 6 degrees of separation from Kevin Bacon.
And have
it was,
Kevin
like
Bacon.
Kevin Bacon, and then like the all the
That
way down
would
the
be
chain.
sick.
That'd be kind of sick.
They did, Topps did one like that once where it was like, I can't remember what the card was called, but it was like Word from the Chairman or something. And they were all signed by Dana White and then other UFC fighters.
Oh, that's cool. I like
Topps
that.
just posted someone collected the entire set.
That's way cool. I like stuff like that.
It's going to be a Darwin Nunez here for Liverpool. That one's going to be 1 out of 5. There we go. Going
Peter getting
over to Peter. There you go, Peter Pete.
Heat? And that box is heat.
I don't know why I doubt myself on those. Sometimes I'm like, I know that's numbered out of 5. But like with the orange and stuff, you never know because they could change it up.
I know now that the green is like 5 or like
5 or 99 usually.
and they're the 101s in kabooms, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know
That's the thing is it changes with Panini product.
Emmett hates that the kabooms are green, the 101s.
Because we pulled you and I, we were doing that break together. We pulled the explosive.
Oh yeah, the Barry Sanders one.
Yeah. Am I out of max stamp?
What's that?
All right.
Well,
I'm gonna take this one down for just a minute
that's crazy.
because we got an out of 5. We got a couple Lotuses up there.
Couple Lotus, low tie.
I'm gonna leave that up there 'cause I don't want that to fall. That's some last pack magic right there. And we got Luis Diaz for Liverpool as well on the orange.
I am assuming that the second half of that second half of that break up now?
Yeah. Second half of this case, right? Is what you
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, it is.
It is. And there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 teams left. All right, let me get some base moved over. We will hop into our recap. And I just checked, and it looks like we sold out midnight. So after that, after this, we'll be doing a midnight break.
Heck yeah, dude.
That stuff is fun.
I'm excited.
All right, here we go with the recap. Got a Reese James for Chelsea out of 49. Ryan Christie for AFC Bournemouth out of 99. Chris Richards for Crystal Palace out of 49. Jacob Greaves there for Ipswich out of 99. Jack Hinchelwood there for Brighton. That one to be out of 25. Rodri there for Man City out of 99. Nick Pope out of 99 for Newcastle United. Cameron Archer there for Southampton out of 99. We've got the Dirk Kuyt there going over to Liverpool on the signature redemption. John McGinn there for Aston Villa out of 99. Bern Leno there for Fulham. That one going to be out of 49. Jurrien Timber for Arsenal out of 25. Pedro Neto there for Chelsea out of 99. Yerson Mosquera there for the Wolverhampton Wanderers out of 49. Rodrigo Muniz there for Fulham out of 25. Joe Gomez there for Liverpool out of 49. Mark Giu there for Chelsea out of 99. Manuel Ugarte there, that one going to be out of 49. Igor Thiago there for Brentford out of 25. Maximilian Kilman there out of 99 for West Ham United. Pedro Porro there for Tottenham Hotspur out of 99. Abdoulaye Doucouré there for Everton out of 99. You got the Harry Wilson auto there for Fulham. Got João Pedro there. That one going over to Brighton and Hove out of 99. Alexander Isaac for Westcastle United out of 49. Wes Burns for Ipswich out of 99. Got a Bakary Senga auto there for Arsenal. Got Lamari Bugard there out of 99 for Aston Villa. Hee-Chan Huang there going over to Wolverhampton out of 49. Archie Gray for Tottenham out of 49 as well. Ramon Sosa for Nottingham out of 49. James Ward-Prowse there for Nottingham on the auto. Calum Hudson-Odoi there for Nottingham out of 25. Gabriel for Arsenal out of 49. John Duran there for Aston Villa out of 99. Morgan Gibbs-White for Nottingham out of 99. Mateo Kovacic there for Man City out of 99. And Morgan Gibbs-White again out of 99 for Nottingham Forest. Then we have our mags here. Got the Jamie Vardy for Leicester City out of 18. Got the Adisa Goye there for Everton out of 18. Luis Gumier there for West Ham United out of 18. We got the Emmanuel Akanji auto there for Manchester City, 8 out of 10. Sammy Zamodix there for Ipswich Town. That one going to be 3 out of 10. Darwin Nunez there for Liverpool, 1 out of 5. And we finish off with the Chris Richards 1 of 1 for Crystal Palace. All right, that's going to do it for this break. Thank you, everybody, for hopping on with me. Hope you have a wonderful evening.